We usually have people drinking on Fridays and Saturdays, but here they drink every single day after work.
I feel like I'm in a Tarantino movie. It is so unpredictable.
They feel entitled to bother you, spit in front of you, or even sneeze right in your face.
They can throw them in jail, and it's not going to be just some probation. It could easily be a 5-year sentence. The laws here are very strict.
I don't think I've seen men this sensitive in any other country.
Hi guys, it's already quite late here, almost early morning actually. We've just finished shooting an absolutely fascinating and unique episode about the nightlife in Seoul. Trust me, this one is far from ordinary because we've got not one but two incredible guides to take us on this wild ride. First up we have Roman, an entrepreneur with a massive turnover of $17 million for his business here in Korea. And then we've got Tatiana, a university student with her own unique perspective. These two amazing people are going to tell us about their lives here and give us the inside scoop on Seoul's buzzing nightlife scene. Alright, enough of my rambling, let's dive right into the heart of Seoul's nightlife together. Are you ready? Let's do this.
Hey, I know him. It's Andre Burenok.
Really? Guys, this is Roman.
Hi.
It's almost the middle of the night, so he has been living in Seoul for the past 11 years and he's an entrepreneur with a very interesting business history because he already made it to the Forbes Asia 30 under 30 list. He runs a company that exports cosmetics to different countries across the world and they actually made $17 million this year. His goal is to break into the top 500 companies worldwide within the next 5 years, but enough about that for now. Today Roman is going to give us a sneak peek into his other side and show us the vibrant nightlife of Seoul. Right, Roman?
Yeah, let's go. Hi, everyone. Right now we're in the neighborhood of Itaewon. This area is where all the foreigners hang out, where they come together with Koreans to relax and unwind, make friends, and even find romantic partners. There's always something happening here. In Seoul, there are 3 main neighborhoods for going out. First, there's Hongdae, which is like a student neighborhood since most universities are located there. It's where people in their early to mid-20s gather. Then we have Gangnam. We've already been there to visit the office. It's more of an office-style area where corporate events take place and everyone's wearing a suit. At the beginning, they appear very proper, but as the night goes on, they loosen up and start downing soju shots and messing up those suits. Itaewon falls somewhere in between. The age group you'll find here is usually 25 to 30 years old. They're not students anymore, but not fully seasoned office workers either. About 10 years ago, this neighborhood was predominantly inhabited by foreigners. When I first came here almost a decade ago, it was mainly American military personnel. In fact, their base is located nearby. They were the reason why this area started developing. They used to come here to hang out and have a few drinks, but eventually, their base was relocated. Nowadays, there's just a small group of them left here, who are basically protecting Seoul from any invasion from the north, from North Koreans and their nuclear bombs. And this neighborhood has become a popular spot where all the expats, teachers, and students hang out. I gotta say, this place has become more Koreanized over time. Yeah, that's the right word for it, Koreanized. If you came here like 10 years ago, it was like 90% foreigners. But now, take a look around. About 70% are Koreans. So why do they come here? Well, they want to experience something different from their day-to-day reality. In bars, you'll find that most of the wait staff are not Korean. They play only foreign music here, hardly any K-pop. So Koreans come here to get a taste of different cultures and styles. You know what I mean? Oh, here's something else. As we stroll along the streets, Pay attention to how Korean guys and girls look. They tend to dress more openly here. They wouldn't dare dress like that in neighborhoods like Hongdae or Gangnam. But here, they rock crop tops and mini skirts like it's no big deal. It's totally normal in this area.
Listen, there were some military police standing here, and they were not Koreans. So who were they?
Oh, there was an incident here a few years ago. Drunk American soldiers killed a Korean guy.
Oh my god.
Well, you know why drunk men usually get into fights?
Because of women?
Yeah, a fight broke out between them over some girls, and things escalated to the point where a guy got killed. So that really shook things up around here, and they've put some strict rules in place. Now, soldiers aren't allowed to be in this area after 10 p.m. And when you go to a bar or club, they will always check your ID, just to make sure that you're not some kind of military personnel. If you are, they won't let you in. And those guys, the military police, are on the lookout for American soldiers who try to blend in as civilians and party here. Overall, this neighborhood is quite diverse and always has a lot going on. You've got these fancy streets where all the young folks hit up the clubs, and then there are these old alleys that have been around since the 60s and 70s. You'll find transgender bars there, as well as clubs with hostesses.
Who are those?
Hostesses?
Yeah.
You know, when Korean men arrive, they get girls, like geishas, who are...
Just sitting around?
Yes, they just sit with them and entertain them.
Will they sit with us too?
It depends.
On our money?
Yeah, we'll see.
Folks, this is Tatiana. She's going to take us on a Seoul nightlife tour, but with a twist. She's going to show us how young people in this city like to have fun. Not young people like me, but young students and especially female students. Tatiana, tell us a little bit about how you got here and about what you have planned for us for tonight.
So the thing is, I'm actually a student myself. I'm currently in my senior year at Seoul University, which is not too far from here. There are actually 3 or 4 universities in this area. That's why so many students flock to this place. It's called Hongdae, and it's like the hub of student life. You can spot young people anywhere you look, and they come here either to meet new friends their age or to simply wind down and let loose. It's May and it's Friday. That explains why there's such a huge crowd tonight. You see, exams are still about 4 weeks away, so everyone's taking this opportunity to have a bit of fun. Now, why did I choose Seoul? Well, I'm originally from Russia and I got my degree back there. I just felt that it was time for the next step, and studying abroad seemed like the perfect choice. So I came here first to learn the language, which took me around 1.5 years, and now I'm studying at a business school. I figure it'd be a great way to combine my interests and explore new opportunities for my own projects.
Do you want to be an entrepreneur or work for a corporation?
Let's just say I already have my own project. I just want to skill up.
Cool. What's the project about?
Well, I help students. I got this study platform where I assist students in getting to university. I also gather people who are learning Korean, and I'm learning Korean myself to build this platform together. Just like in any city in Seoul, you can have a great time or a wild time. Usually people come here in Hongdae to relieve stress. How do they do that? Well, the main ways are enjoying some delicious food, drinking, dancing, or trying out other fun activities. You see, most of the entertainment options here are geared towards young people and students, so they're generally affordable. The cafes are also budget-friendly. The food and the drinks won't burn a hole in your pocket. That's why you'll find plenty of young people here, not just the suit and tie types who go out for drinks with their bosses. Oh, and there are loads of different shops where people come to buy makeup, clothes, and stuff like that. It's kind of like a big market, so there are quite a few people who come here out tonight. The cafes are also budget-friendly. The food and the drinks won't burn a hole in your pocket, and that's why you'll find plenty of young people here, not just the suit and tie types who go out for drinks with their bosses. Oh, and there are also loads of different shops where people come to buy makeup, clothes, and stuff like that. It's kind of like a big market, so there are quite a few people who have come here tonight.
Guys, just so you get it, this right here is the quietest street with the least people. And over there is a massive crowd that is so packed that it kind of reminds me of an anthill, but it's 10 times more crowded and has a lot of different colors. We're actually going to go there right now, aren't we?
Yep.
So let's check out how they have fun in the epicenter of the party scene.
Yes.
Let's go.
Here in Itaewon, you'll find a bunch of little streets crossing each other, and each street has its own vibe. There are streets where African Americans hang out, like the one we're on right now, and further down, there's a street with clubs where drag queens perform. There's even a street with fancy clubs where people show up in their cool sports cars and all that fancy stuff. But first, let me show you the street where mostly African Americans hang out. They usually are able to have a blast with whatever they've got on hand.
Like what? Do they grow their own stuff?
Yeah, I think some of them definitely do.
Is it legal here or?
No, it's really strict over here when it comes to that kind of thing. Yeah, but the ones who live here, especially on this street, I've heard they do it sometimes, but the laws are pretty tough in Korea, so to be honest, it's
Really?
better not to mess with that. I mean, yeah, if they catch a foreigner with even a gram of weed, instant deportation. And if someone is caught selling it or having a lot of it, they can be put in jail. And it's not gonna be just some probation. It could easily be a 5-year sentence. The laws here are very strict.
And I assume that in addition to African Americans, there are girls here who love African Americans.
Korean girls.
Jeez, their skirts are so short.
I believe those are Korean girls who have had a taste of African American culture and are more into that, so they come here to hang out.
This is the first place in Seoul where I see trash on the streets. I haven't seen that anywhere else this week. The rest of the city was perfectly clean.
Yeah, that's considered normal around here. In this neighborhood, you can walk around while drinking and then just throw the bottle on the pavement and keep on walking. In the morning, there are cleaning crews that come by and tidy the place up. They make sure it's squeaky clean. In the evenings, people tend to get wasted. Someone can walk along the street dressed up in a suit and suddenly stop, throw up, right here on the pavement, and then carry on like it's nothing. Koreans, in general, are pretty irresponsible. They can leave their phones on the table in a cafe and just walk off to the restroom. Unfortunately, some foreigners take advantage of that, so phone and wallet theft happens quite often in this area. And more often than not, that happens right here on this street. Let's head over there. I'll show you what's going on there.
Yeah, okay, I feel like I'm in a Tarantino movie. It is so unpredictable here, so vibrant, and it feels like it's just the beginning. Oh, and what is this creepy place?
This is a trans bar.
So it is a place where transsexual people hang out?
Yes.
The ones who transitioned either from men to women or from women to men, right?
It's a bit different for Koreans. They're really conservative, so they're not cool with being open about that stuff. I think the ratio of gays and other minorities here is the same like in any other country. But in Korean culture, it's regarded extremely negatively. You'll hardly ever see a Korean dude dressed up as a woman on the street because it's considered to be really messed up. I haven't seen anything like that in like 10 years, to be honest, but here on this street, it's kinda allowed. There are several trans bars starting from here and beyond, so Korean folks who are into cross-dressing come here. They put on women's lingerie, they do their makeup. It's a place for them to let loose if they're into that kind of thing.
I see you're quite an expert on that.
I mean, I've just seen it. Don't even start. It's my observation from 10 years of cultural research. They usually come here later, around 3 a.m., and stand outside smoking. But yeah, it seems closed from the outside, doors shut, and if you keep walking, you'll see that those other bars are closed too. You can't just walk in like that.
Is this purely a trans bar street?
No, the street itself is over there, with lots and lots of trans bars. And this is just like a shopping street with Arabs and African Americans selling phones and all sorts of secondhand stuff.
Stolen stuff?
Yeah, stolen clothes and phones.
Roman said that if you try to film drunk Korean girls, you risk getting punched in the face or maybe even other places. And they don't let anyone film them. And I see 4 girls sitting there who have already probably downed at least 5 bottles of beer each.
Soju, it's soju. It's soju.
5 bottles of soju? Okay, but let's give it a shot. Let's try to approach them, please. I mean, I'm married and you're engaged, but we'll just go over and try to strike up a conversation. By the way, Roman, how do people in Korea usually approach girls on the street?
They usually don't. That's the thing.
Really?
Yeah. It's considered a bit taboo. But here in this neighborhood, it's normal. In this area, everyone's laid back, and there are many foreigners around.
Why does she have toilet paper with her?
Here, they often give toilet paper instead of napkins.
Really? Okay, Roman, let's do this.
Let's go with English. Hi, girls. Do you speak English?
연어 저거 할 수 있어요?
We are YouTube vloggers. We're making a show about nightlife in Korea.
YouTube 방송하고 있어요.
Да, я бы просто спросил, чего они сюда пришли.
질문 몇 개 해도 돼요?
See, she doesn't want to talk.
All of you say no. Okay. Are you shy?
After soju and beer?
After soju and beer? It's not enough yet. Okay, can they come back in 1 hour?
In 2 hours.
In 2 hours. Would you still be shy or not?
Maybe not.
Maybe not shy. in 2 hours. Really? I'm not joking, I'll be back. Okay, in 2 hours. Okay, see you in 2 hours.
I think you got it. They were like, we haven't really had much to drink yet. Come back in 2 hours. We're still feeling a bit shy. Is this a normal thing?
Yeah, it's normal.
Really?
But after 2 or 3 hours in the club, they'll be, I don't know, lifting their shirts and dancing on poles.
Are you serious?
In the clubs, they often behave very openly.
I got the impression that girls here drink more than guys.
Korean girls here drink like crazy. It's nothing unusual. In our culture, it might be a little embarrassing or frowned upon if girls openly drink vodka or alcohol in general. But here, they just casually sit outside, 3 to 4 girls together, and get wasted on soju, sometimes to the point where they can't even walk straight and start falling. And guess what? It's totally acceptable and not shameful at all. Koreans drink a lot, even on weekdays when they have to go to work the next day. They buy these anti-hangover pills. They have a few beforehand and a few afterwards, to cope with the consequences.
And that's it?
Yes. Essentially, it's like activated charcoal that sort of sucks out the toxins. I mean, it's pretty effective.
Andre, I really want the Korean wave to take over all of us. I want people to dive headfirst into the world of K-pop. There's a huge part of modern Korea. It's kind of like a package deal. When people hear Korea, they automatically think, oh, it's those dancing boys. Funny thing is, when my friends find out that I've been a K-pop fan for years, they usually fall into 2 groups. Some are like, oh no, not your Chinese or Korean stuff again. How can you even listen to that? But then there are others who go, hey, I like it too. I'm a fan as well. And we start geeking out about it together. I really think it's something that helps people bring together, Being fans of different bands helps us find people who share the same passion. Plus, it motivates people to try new things and explore different areas. Like, if they're inspired by K-pop, they might start dancing or singing. It pushes them to broaden their horizons. You won't believe how many young people dream of being on stage. They join dance studios, they start working on their singing skills. It's all about practice. And here we have different dance crews coming in to show off their talent and also overcome stage fright. Who knows? Maybe one of these guys will become a celebrity and make their debut with some agency in the future. You never know what really happens. A lot could really go on. And yeah, as you can see, they're really practicing and trying their best in order to get more and more better at it. If that's the case, they're definitely going to make it and make a stand for the future. And maybe an agency will actually pick them up. And then they'll be signed.
Do you go to K-pop concerts?
Yeah, I've been to a lot of them already, and not just in Korea, in other countries too. My favorite band by far is definitely BTS. I've been to their concerts here in Korea and also in Thailand. I actually try to go every time they have one.
Do you have a favorite BTS song?
Favorite song? It's really hard to pick one, but from the recent ones.
Which one comes to mind?
The first one that comes to mind is probably Fake Love because...
Come on, let's sing it. I know you can sing it perfectly. Imagine you're in karaoke bar, we've had a little bit of soju, and now you're going to sing BTS.
날 위해서라면 난 슬퍼도 기쁜 줄 수 있어.
Right now, we're walking down the rest of Hongdae Street. It's lined with more shops, and there's a university down there, and this place here is like a shopping paradise. Lots of people come here, including locals and tourists from different countries, to buy whatever they need. They've got all sorts of clothing stores with affordable prices, so it's perfect for those on a budget, especially young people. And as you keep going, you also find cafes and places to grab a bite if you're hungry. It's a really popular street where people can just stroll around,
Do they go shopping at night?
find some cool stuff, and spend the amount they're able to. Like in many other countries, there are night markets. This market is open until around 1 a.m. It's something that exists in many Asian countries.
That guy over there with the sign, is he promoting some kind of restaurant or club?
Well, it's not exactly a restaurant or a club, but there are plenty of promoters around. Like this guy here, his sign says it's half price. He's promoting this cafe. It's one of those cool places where you can have coffee and also play these puzzle games, like a Sherlock Holmes themed escape room. And then you've got other promoters around too. They can be quite pushy, especially when there are girls involved. They may be like, hey, we need more girls, it's ladies' night, come join us. You know, the more girls they can bring in, the more guys will show up at the venue, so it's beneficial for them.
It's almost 10 p.m. now, and people are just starting to gather here, right?
Yeah.
Or will they come even later? How long does all this hustle and bustle go on here?
This is just the beginning. You know, it's Friday. Usually, a lot of those people won't even leave. The thing is, the subway in Seoul closes pretty early, around 11:30 p.m. So people just stay and hang out here. They catch the first bus or the first train out in the morning. I've actually seen that many times, the 5:30 a.m. train fully packed with people because they're heading home from Hongdae. So they usually gather on this street, meet up, and hang out for a while. Then they go grab something to eat, usually some meat, and have a few drinks. After that, depending on their preference, they either go to amusement arcades or to karaoke bars or hit the clubs. Later, around 3 or 4 in the morning, they go to cafes. Luckily, most cafes here are open 24/7, so people wait for the first train while sipping on a cup of coffee, sobering up before heading home. This seems to be the routine for many on Fridays and Saturdays, and that's exactly how they do it. And they love going through the city and doing more things and exploring, just hanging out with friends. But yeah, it seems like a really fun time for everyone, and even for me especially. It's actually really cool to do this. Yeah, that's exactly it.
When we were walking here, you said that a lot of girls over 17 already have the double eyelid procedure done.
Yeah.
And most guys have also had some kind of work done. Can you tell me a little bit about plastic surgery, please?
Oh, when it comes to plastic surgery, I don't even know. It kind of caught me off guard when I first came to Korea. I would be walking down the street and notice people that had obviously had work done. Or there would be posters with girls who looked a bit different from the ones you see around town. But after a while, I just got used to it, you know? Now that I'm studying at university and hanging out with local Korean girls, if I spot someone with double eyelids, I might ask, did it hurt? How was the surgery? And they go like, it was no big deal. It was all right. Some parents even tell their kids, hey, when you turn 18, let's go get it done. And it's not even that expensive, like around $100 or $200. You can very easily go and find places to get it done. It's so easy.
But who came up with those beauty standards?
I think it was caused by the influence of American and European culture. People have seen all that on screen. They believe that having a European-looking face or certain features makes you more successful in this competitive environment. So some people think that if they change something about themselves, they'll have a better chance of landing a good job or succeeding in interviews. And we're not even talking about the entertainment industry right now. It goes for any industry at all.
Have you yourself ever considered getting anything done?
To be honest, I never really thought about it until I started traveling and visiting all those different places. But I had some issues with acne, and I decided to try out some treatments here in Korea. And I have to say, they really helped improve my skin. Now, after going to these clinics regularly, I find myself thinking, maybe I should get something else done as well. Maybe I should consider tweaking something with surgery. And it seems like a lot of girls get caught up in that too.
Jeez, okay, so it's kinda like an addiction.
Yeah, exactly. It's like with tattoos.
Do men also get stuff done?
Yeah.
Really?
I actually witnessed that myself when I was getting a procedure done. I'll never forget that moment when a man in a suit walked in and asked for it to be quick while he was on his lunch break. You see, most clinics are located in Gangnam, so he told the staff that he only had 30 minutes because he had an important meeting to attend. So he quickly got some injections and then rushed out of the door. That quick.
This is the main party street in Itaewon. It's like a whole mile packed with clubs and bars. From early evening and up until 5 in the morning, you'll find both Koreans and foreigners here, eating, drinking, and having a good time. The thing is, it's mostly groups of either girls or guys who come here specifically to meet new people. See that cafe restaurant over there with the little hearts and drawings of boys and girls? Well, guys and girls come separately, sit down to eat and enjoy some drinks, and if they're interested in someone, they write a little note and pass it to the waiter. Then they get seated together. You see, people here are a bit shy, and it's considered a bit inappropriate to just walk up to someone on the street and start chatting with them.
How does that work? Do I need to write a note, and if we're a match, they'll sit us together?
Then, the waiter goes up to them and asks, "See that table over there? Do you happen to like them?" If they've had a few too many drinks, they'll say yeah.
Have you ever given it a shot yourself?
I've been to similar places a couple of times with my Korean colleagues, where it's like a bar or a club, and people sit separately. And then, the waiters play matchmakers. Sometimes they even straight up grab the girls by the hand. My Korean colleagues would call the waiter, slip him a nice tip, like $100, and say, "I'm into those girls over there. Do your thing and bring them to me." And then they just go up to the table sometimes and grab those girls by their hands, saying, "You're coming with me to that table." That's how it goes. And it's considered to be okay in that setting because if you're in a place like that, you're expected to be open to it. No need to play around and pretend. Of course, a girl can still say, "No, I'm not interested," but in that kind of place, it would feel a bit hypocritical.
Do people find their future spouses here, or is it for more of a one-night stand thing?
Well, here it's totally normal and common to get into relationships. That's why people come to places like this. Koreans can be very shy and reserved, and they feel it's embarrassing to approach someone on the street or on a bus. They can't really do that. So, in order to meet someone, they have to head to a bar or something, have a drink. It's the way things work around here. They meet, exchange phone numbers, and it's totally fine if it leads to a long-term relationship. That's actually why they come here in the first place.
Do they have online dating, or it is not that popular here?
Yeah, so I haven't actually tried those myself, but I've heard there are a bunch of apps, especially nowadays with all these tech advancements, like Tinder and other stuff. And yeah, some locals use them to find each other. It's definitely still pretty popular. But personally, I think that the old-fashioned way, where... Yeah, they had a fight.
Why? Do they know each other?
So, the one behind is a Korean American, and these are the local girls. Looks like they're fighting over guys or something. This one is yelling at them in English like, "fuck off" and all that, while they're shouting back in Korean like, "Oh, you little bitch, I'll call the cops on you."
For what?
Well, I don't know. Because of some guys, probably. See, she's calling the police now.
Do they usually call the police just like that?
Yep. They're usually calling right away.
And the cops will drive straight here.
And the police station's right across the street. They'll come on foot. They'll start making reports and stuff, check out the CCTV footage.
Do fights happen often here?
Well, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but those fights are usually like just pushing and spitting on each other, basically.
Spitting?
Yeah, Koreans have this weird thing where they spit on each other when they fight. It's because the laws are super strict. The person who throws the first punch is considered to be at fault. So, let's say I start messing with you, provoking you, I come up to you, insult you and stuff, but you give me a look like, dude, what's your problem? And then punch me. You would be the one in trouble. You didn't have the right to hit me. If I insult you, which is a violation here, you're supposed to call the cops and report me as an offender. But you can't hit me. So when they get into verbal altercations, they can just be standing there and calling each other names, spitting on each other. I've seen it happen a lot, especially when drunk Koreans get into fights.
Have you ever been in a fight here?
Let's just say I've been in some sticky situations. If we're at a club with my foreign buddies, having a good time, dancing, and having a few drinks. For example, we'd start dancing with Korean girls, and they don't mind. Nothing crazy, just sharing the same dance floor. These drunk Koreans would come over, speaking broken English or Korean, and they'd be like, "Hey, you foreigner, these are our girls. Don't touch them. Get out of here," or something like that. It's like drunk people being racist, you know? It happens quite a lot around here.
How do they generally feel about us? I mean, what do local guys think of foreign men?
Korean girls are fine with us, but Korean guys, they're not very fond of foreigners because they see us as competitors.
Really?
Maybe it's because we're taller or beefier, I don't know.
The noses.
The eyes, the nose, all that. So they often end up feeling kinda jealous since we're seen as exotic here. And for us white guys, when we go to a bar, all the girls start checking us out. And sometimes Korean guys get pissed off, so that's when things can get heated, especially when they're drunk.
Hey, I've noticed that wasted dude over there, and he just tried to bother us. Are Koreans usually aggressive when they're drunk or not?
To be honest, I think that young people here are very easygoing. Me and my friends have never really been in any situations where we got into fights with young guys. But the older ones who are in their 40s or 50s, they feel like they can get away with a lot more because here, the older you become, the more freedom you have. Nobody can tell you what to do or anything like that. They just do what they want at any time, and that's just like crazy, you know? I just think it's wild. It's because of the whole Confucianism
Hierarchy.
thing, you know? If someone is older, they think they're kings and can do whatever they want. So no matter how it actually goes down, they'll always blame the person who supposedly offended them. That's why they feel entitled to bother you, spit in front of you, or even sneeze right in your face. And when they're extremely drunk, things can get really dangerous. So guys, you have to be careful. People often say Russians drink a lot, or that in post-Soviet countries people drink a lot. We usually have people drinking on Fridays and Saturdays, but here, they drink every single day after work. It's like their way of saying, I'm done with work, time to relax. So around 8 or 9 in the evening, most of the tables are going to be taken with people eating meat and downing several shots of vodka after work.
Your boyfriend is Korean, a local guy, right?
Yes.
Can you please tell me about the relationships here? Do guys make the first move? Do girls approach guys? How is it different from our ways?
I don't think I've seen men this sensitive in any other country. They can look strong, tall, muscular, and have an impressive career. They may seem like they have it all figured out, but when they come home, they're vulnerable with you. They really need support and reassurance.
Who usually pays at restaurants and bars?
In Korea, it's still a bit old-fashioned when it comes to gender roles. It's a patriarchal society, where women are expected to support men and obey them in every way. I've noticed that men usually do it. It all starts with the dating phase when he's taking her on dates and paying for them both. He takes care of her, provides for her, and when they eventually start living together, he also starts taking care of the household expenses and stuff like that. In return, the woman's rarely trying to assert herself or be in charge. She's expected to be obedient and listen to her man. So it's definitely more of a traditional setup when the guy plays the role of the provider in the family. That's just how things are here, It's a bit old school, and it's just not like how it is in other countries, The culture here is more for where men are the more dominant ones while women are subordinate. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, they can be pretty uptight, as we saw before. When they're at the club, before they start drinking, they can act all awkward and insecure. They might just stand around, not knowing what to do. This club is a typical Korean one, you see. Very popular and flashy. The line can stretch up to 100 people. In some other clubs that are less popular, you might find some available tables. Oh, and here's a peculiar thing. Some clubs don't let foreigners in. It's considered normal. They're worried that if a foreigner who doesn't speak Korean shows up, it might ruin the vibe. But if you go up to the bouncer who stopped you and say something like, "It's all good" in Korean, he might be like, "Okay, come on in then. It's no big deal." What can you say about Itaewon? What do you think about the nightlife in Seoul?
한국말로 해줄 수 있나요?
한국말, 오케이.
한국말 오케이?
She says she doesn't speak English and will speak Korean.
Perfect. Let's do. We're very curious.
Okay.
무슨 얘기를 하면 되나요?
왜 여기 왔어요?
놀러? 술 마시러?
I asked, "Why'd you come here?" And she goes, "To get drunk."
Nice. What do you like soju?
Oh yes, I like soju.
How many bottles you can drink?
One bottle.
Huh?
One bottle.
One bottle.
Only one?
Big bottle? Okay.
So, did they let her in or not?
I don't know.
You are there in the nightclub? 지금 클럽에서 놀고 있어요?
Yeah, she came here just to chill out.
Did she come with a friend?
Yeah, there she is.
How often does she go to clubs?
여기 이태원 많이 와요? 자주 와요?
A couple times a month. She said she goes clubbing like 1 or 2 times a month to have some fun.
Is she studying or working?
Are you student? 학생이에요?
이래요. 쪽 패션?
She said she's a designer.
Oh, really? And how old is she? If she doesn't mind sharing, of course.
나이가 어떻게 되는지 물어봐도 돼요?
25.
25.
Does she have a boyfriend?
Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
No? Why?
She's saying she came here to find one.
Really?
Really?
Does she go to these places where guys and girls meet?
마지막 물어볼게요. 아까 여기 포장 마차 같은 거 있어요. 이렇게 남자 따로 여자 따로 와서 거기 어떻게 해요? 서로 좋아하면 어떻게 같이 앉아서 술 먹어요?
그냥 같이 술 먹을래요?
She said people just come to these places, and if they catch each other's eye, they can say, "Want to sit together?" and then intentionally move to sit together.
I've heard that in Korea it is considered inappropriate for girls to let their shoulders show, and hers are a bit exposed, and she has a pretty wide cleavage. Is that okay?
I don't know.
You can ask her.
여기 다른 동네보다 여자들 보면 되게 옷 예쁘게 조금 야하게 입고 있어요. 한국 여기는 괜찮아요? 이태원에서?
이태원이 약간 좀 많이 유흥가? 다 많이 노는?
She said that since it's Itaewon, where everyone's just hanging out and socializing, it's not seen as something shameful. Of course, she would never show up to work dressed this way, like wearing a mini skirt or revealing cleavage, but here during the night, it's pretty much okay.
마마마마 boy 나도 연애하고 싶어요 노래할래요 Yeah
Thank you.
Guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button please, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you didn't, give it a thumbs down and don't forget to leave a comment. I know you love sharing your thoughts, so go ahead. That's it, sending love and good vibes to you all. Bye.